Welcome to a short film about the new PBI rules. First of all, PBI is played on a 4 foot by 4 foot always. It's always a 4 by 4 foot. And this one's a piece of cloth. We mark it in a grid of 6-inch squares. These squares are marked just with dots with a felt tip pen on the cloth. You could do full grid lines, but that might look a little bit more oppressive. Next of all, another one we often use down at club is a piece of plywood painted up with some nicely painted fields, etc. The lines don't mean anything, they just help break up the grid effect. There's a tendency with grid effects to maybe look a little bit too much like chess at times. And once again, it's easy to lay out and there's no measuring at all because everything's in squares. Now, on to the next picture. The game starts after deciding who's attacker and defender, with the attacker laying down his here to there road. The players will be on the left and right of this picture. The attacker's laid down his road and it goes from left to right, right to left and follows a column. It could be a diagonal, this is just a straightforward road that goes from here to there. Now once the attacker's laid his road down, we'll move on to the next bit. The defender. The defender lays a road from side to side. When it meets the attacker's road, it can either cross straight over, a dogleg junction, or stop at it and make a T-shape. The defender could have used a stream or even a railroad if he wishes. Now the roads are placed, we turn to the rest of the scenery and see how to place that in the next shot. Now, this is very important. The defender lays out 3 objectives. An objective in row 1 is worth 1, objective in row 2 is worth 2, etc, etc. The 3 objectives must add up to 11. You can see here is use row 4, row 4 and row 3. That adds up to 11. Always 11, no more and no less. Once the objectives are laid, move on to the next shot. Here's the scenery the players have brought. They always bring 6 pieces each. They can choose what they like, but no more than 3 of any one type, up to 3 woods, up to 3 buildings, up to 3 marshes. The defender gets all the buildings, the attacker gets all the woods. Now whatever's left, they share out, defender choosing first. They will get 6 pieces each. Now at this point the defender lays his out first. Defender's laid out his buildings which must overlap roads, and he's also laid out a rough hill in the top left, a nice gentle hill in the middle top, and those are his pieces laid out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 6 pieces. These will never be moved, they're placed on the table, they're there. The attacker now lays house is 6 pieces. On the right you can see another hill, a marsh in the top right hand corner, a couple of woods on the left, and looks like another wood down at the bottom left as well. Now there's 12 pieces on the table. Each piece takes up 2 squares. Objectives take up 1 square. You can see the buildings overlapping the roads. Now once the pieces are set up, the next thing to do is populate it. Now the trees and buildings are just there to look nice, but that's part of what wargaming is, for stuff to look nice. And there it is, some little buildings and stuff. The template matters, not the individual building and tree models. You can't hide behind a tree, it's wooded. And the buildings, it's a built up area. These particular ones I think are Peter Pig Russian buildings. Now next, to give a little bit more cover, the defender and the attacker each has 10 single squares of partial scenery. Now partial scenery can be bits of hedges, walls, scrub, odds and ends, and often battlefield debris. It helps break up the terrain a little bit more and gets rid of open areas so you don't get shot to bits. And this game is now ready to go. Thank you.